Така продължаваме. Ще ви представя следващия гост на английски, тъй като той идва от Истанбул, Турция. We have the pleasure to meet here Oytun Sengul. He's from Turkey. Please applaud him because he had some visa issues because of the Bulgarian embassy, and he had an awful trip to Plovdiv, but he's here, and he's here only to show you how to create native applications, native mobile applications using JavaScript. The company that Oytun works for creates this environment for building applications, and Oytun will show us how to do it, and he has prepared some live demos for us.
Yeah, thank you, Leo. Yeah, I have a trouble with visa, but it's probably not Bulgarian embassy, maybe my fault. I just thought my visa start yesterday, but it starts today, and I tried to attempt to get in Bulgaria border yesterday, and they of course declined, and I spent 10 hours in border. That's why it was an awful epic travel for me. Yeah. Anyway, I like to come here and speak and meet you guys here with TuxCon, Leo. And I think this is the first one for TuxCon Mobile, but I thought we really need a big, not Bulgarian, Balkanian developer conference, and I hope this is first and second one, third one, more than it gonna be biggest Balkanian developer conference, and I'm really to contribute it. And secondly, I met someone from Greece, most people from Bulgaria, and I'm Turkish, and it was very good to we all come together and shake hands and just say what's up and in peace and restful. And I think beside all the political and society stuffs, I think as we developer or the community gonna be make it perfectly. Okay, huge intro. Now I'll show you one of our product. I'm working for SmartFace Inc. It's an American company based on Palo Alto, but one of the co-founders is Turkish, and that's why we have an R&D center in Turkey. What we're doing, everybody knows JavaScript here, right? All of us. Cool. Did you ever write a native application for iOS or Android with Java or Objective-C? Anybody? One? Yeah, may I see? Thank you. Okay, good. And I'm gonna say you that you're gonna write only in JavaScript and gonna make one design, and it will perfectly fit for all Android and Android devices, and it will work natively. Native. Not like PhoneGap or other stuffs like web or HTML5 based. Everybody also knows PhoneGap, right here? Cool. Did you ever heard about Titanium or Xamarin? Titanium or Xamarin? Yeah, cool. Seems like that, but we have very good stuffs at all. Okay, let's start. Leo, this presentation is 40 minutes. That's why I'm going to be more faster to show you the product. We generally know that in mobile we have three different approaches, which is web-based ones, which you just writing JavaScript, HTML, and CSS. It works on any JavaScript engine like this, and good stuffs. What is single code base, desktop or mobile versus no matter what, but different engines means different UI or UX is not what you expect sometimes, and for end users it may be slow or not fluid, what accepted again. And the most important thing is you cannot access whole device APIs. But in the hybrid apps, which is basically PhoneGap, again, good advantages, single code bases, and accessing some device APIs, but no matter how they not fast enough or fluid, maybe the end user expectations, and the UI and UX maybe not good. And native apps, we already know you're writing it, what your operating system pays it. It will be fast, fluid, no UI, UX, direct access to all the native APIs. But for companies or individually, hard to learn all the programming languages, operating systems, and it's generally high cost of development for each. Also, the native applications separated in three. One of the platform-based ones, which is you're writing your Objective-C code for iOS in Xcode environment. You're writing your Java code for Android in Eclipse environment. Also, some cross-platform tools, which is SmartFace or Titanium or Xamarin, you already know, which I describe later, or some game special tools, which is Unity or Gydaros, you probably already know that. Okay, let's have a look at the architecture of the cross-platform frameworks. You know, all the Android and iOS devices coming with native libraries inside, right? iOS have Objective-C libraries and Android have their own Java libraries inside all devices. What we are doing, we took WebKit, the open source one, and we take DOM outside, DOM, document object model, and we put our core engine. What we are doing, this core engine doing is we're reading your JavaScript codes, our core engine, and we wrote C++ wrappers inside. We took your JavaScript code into C++ pool, and we take that pool also the Objective-C and the Android one, Java ones, and we're just mapping it. We're showing the way where it should go into the device. That's why when you write something, for example, any navigation bar or action bar code in JavaScript, probably we say that, hey, you should go that library, we're mapping that, and that library will run on the runtime. And your app, you're writing with JavaScript, but your app is running on natively in the user interface layer, which is native libraries inside the devices. That's why it's native output, and we are giving at the end of the day APK and IPA for iOS. Okay. This is some good stuff we have, but I'll show all of them in action. And because we also don't have, I'll also show it in action. Let's go in action. One of the thing I am embarrassing, I will say, I'm also the contributor of the Linux Foundation like Leon, but one of the embarrassing thing of me is we don't have Linux or Mac support. We're working on it, but they've started only with Windows. That's why I'll open a Windows here. It's embarrassing and sorry for that, but we're working on it, the Mac and Linux one. At the end of this year, also we're gonna have 90% Mac or Linux support. Okay. Here is our IDE, SmartFace App Studio. Let's start with open it. It's not quite good look and feel, if you ask me, but it's really making his job. Here is a project browser, you're opening it. And here is a design object, which is UI components here. Oh, yes, can we turn the lights off, please? Cool. Here is a UI components, which is 80 or 90% all the native components inside. Network components and data components under that. Here is a huge design area, which is what you see is what you get design editor. What I mean with what you see is what you get design editor. When you design your app here, 99% it will work on all the Android and the iOS devices like how you design. Perfect match. We'll see it. And here's a palette area which you make some makeups for your apps design. And here's a script editor which is 100% JavaScript code editor. think about you have here WebKit without DOM. That's it. Okay, let's start making Hello World application. For example, let's start with it. Here's what we have. Image. I just drag and drop the image component here. Let's make it like this. Oops. I just select from data binding, which is one of the awful Microsoft Windows images here. Okay. Here is image size property. I can just customize either IDE like this. Stretch, let's make it stretch. Yeah, it's a perfect match on that container. It's going outside that design area. That's why I get in page 1 and click on restricting page boundaries, which is not gonna go outside. Oops. Oops. This will be our header. Let's make it a header like this, and put an text button here. For example, here is a text button. I can change the name. Let's put it here in one of edit box, for example. I want user to write something here. I'll put a switch button. Let's on or off something. I'll put a map view component here. Okay. I'll show you something here, how we works. This is very important. Okay, I'll just make it like this. Cool. For example, here you see here's a weight, percentage, height, and x and y coordinate. If you can see here, the y coordinate 1.46%, which means I put this component here in design editor, which is y coordinate here is 1.46. It means when I send this application to other all devices, Android and all Android and iOS devices, my core engine will calculate the screen resolution, height and weight, and x and y coordinates, and put that component inside that screen and perfectly match for this coordinates. We'll see in action. Oops. Here is the edit box. For example, I want people, end user, just write a phone number here. Okay. And here's a button. Let me change the font. Let's make it better than all. I can add new fonts here, font import wizards. We have all wizards to add, for example, TTF here. Change the puntos, etc. Color, you can see in real time is changing also. Press field color, I can change after the press effects. Anchorings and other stuff like this. Here's a switch button, also may open something on or off. Here's a map view component. For example, let me ask you a question here. I put a map view component into design area, and I say it will perfectly fits and works for all Android and iOS devices. That's why I'll ask you some question. Which map component will work? Google Maps or iOS Maps? Yeah, probably. You can add OpenStreetMaps also here. I will explain, sorry. Do you have any suggestion? Yes, which I described the architecture. That's why I asked to you guys perfectly understand how we handle those problems. If you download this application from App Store, it will be iOS Maps. And if you download this application from the Google Play Store, the Google Maps is going to work. And you don't have to write any single code line for it. And here's also, you can start with this map from satellite, hybrid, and some other stuff. Show pins, where to start center related. Okay. And lastly, now I want to make it long. Let's make a new page 2, for example. Okay, in page 1, you know, the application is going to generally making page by page. Let's put image button here. Oops. that. Let's clear it. Image button, I just press. Okay, I just pressed that image. Okay, I'll just press that image and it will go to next page. Okay, and very easily I'll show you one little thing. In that page 2, I'll put one label. Okay, let's go to script editor. Here it is. Cool. Okay, here is our script editor. Designing is finished. Designing your app with SmartFace App Studio is so easy, as you see here. As we on our measurement, we found that nearly 50 or 40% of time of development cost will be decreasing with our design editor. That's why most people generally love our design editor. But also our script editor is so good for hardcore development. I'll show you how we do that. As I mentioned you that it's this 100% JavaScript editor. That's why you can do everything you want. But for beginner level, I'll show you it's also so easy for them. For example, let's make it when end user writes a phone number into that edit box. I click on that button and let's make it color more. When I click on that button, let's see an alert box which is showing that what end user writes here. Input. Okay, in SmartFace App Studio you only need to know we all start with pages. Here page 1, which object I'm gonna write a code for. Okay, let's change the, also you can change the name of the buttons. Let's make it first button to see it. Okay, I'll code first button, and when you click on the events, it's a text button, and text button events automatically here. Source here on press, I'll click on that. Okay, and the function automatically creates in page 1. When I click on pressed on first button, it shows me pages, and after click on dot, it automatically shows the way of it. And page 1, what I'm gonna do, edit box. What I want to show in edit box, you can see here. Yeah, text. Okay. Oops. I can't. Okay, text. And I don't want just show it like that. I just want to show it in the alert box to show you that the native component also working inside. That's it. It will just show when the people write something here. And I'll just code for that image button here. Image button on press. I want it to go page 2. Here's page 2. What it can be. Show or something. Okay, show. And here is, enums appearing. This is a framework and you don't have to know how it works. That's why we have something like that. When you come on to any function like this and clicking on F1 will opens you the API docs here. Here's the signatures, syntax, and examples. For example, let's take it that one. I've never remember those things. Okay, here it is. And also you can change, of course, for example, what is the transaction effect, left to right. I want to change it. For example, transaction effect, you can change. Here it is, all the members, left to right, flip from the left, curl, etc. Okay, that's it. That's it. You made your app. How many times? 5 or 10 minutes. Okay, cool. I'll also just show you how it works. Just clicking on publish button, it will show where you want to get your publish. For example, I want Android and iOS publish. Click on next and it starts to generate packages. in that time, while it was generating, I want to show you our license model, SmartFace.io, which is our site. Also, we have a developer center, developer.smartface.io. Okay, here is our site. Let's get that one. Okay. I also want to show you our showcase some apps. Here's our, for example, ING Bank use our SmartFace App Studio to write their app. A Bank, which is one of the Turkish bank. Libango is the Middle East's one of the m-commerce firm. Vodafone using our studio, etc., etc. It's going like that. There are some tools. Also, our license model I want to show you. We have two license model, which one of is community license and one of is enterprise license. In community license, we are giving all the SmartFace App Studio ID and SDK feature set like enterprise one. There's no any restriction, etc. Just only two things we just want from you guys. One is we just want you to put SmartFace logo inside your app, for example in About Us or somewhere in here, just 10 to 10 pixel, not more than that. There's no split screen restriction for like other tools, and also your application package name will gonna be start with io.smartface.your app name, which is only shown in the desktop browser sites, which end user never seen in App Store or Google Play, as you know, and all the other stuffs are free. Here just you can see the cloud services and financial transaction restrictions, which is not depending on your problem for your app producing. Just only free. Just click on submit form and get your submit form license. Okay, let's get into developer center. Here's our developer center. We have an App Studio contents here. You can check the App Studio content with articles and tips and tricks and release notes and QA section, which you can ask all your questions and we're here to answer. And here it is. We're giving for APK for Android, and we are giving Xcode Push for iOS. You know, Apple's restriction for you can send IPA to App Store. That's why we are giving you Xcode Push output. Just take this Xcode Push output to any Mac and open it with Xcode and just upload it to store. It's ready for your store uploading. And also we are giving you emulators here, Android and iOS, and I just show you that. That's the last part of it. Just select Android and click and plug in any Android device, which is one of the cheapest Android device. Just click on device emulator. Yeah, it found my device. The first emulating is a little bit long because it's also sending the emulator inside the app. Okay, and here it is. Oh, I don't know why this image not coming, but sorry for that. I need to look on that. Why image not coming, but all the other things comes here. For example, just click on that and the keyword comes, native keyword. Just click on button and the native alert box comes here. And Google Maps comes here, switch button. And when I click that image button, the slide effects which will come here. And yeah, label comes like that. And also, this is the one we did proudly. Just clicking on any iOS device, which you don't have to have a developer account, or this device for developer registered. Just click any Android iOS device on your Windows PC, for example. Just click on iOS profile and click on device emulator. It will find my iPod, for example, here. This is the which we didn't find anywhere else, that iOS emulator, on-device emulator for Windows. I think this is the first time ever did by us. Also, we have on-device debugging option here. This debugging options both available for Android and iOS devices on Windows environment. Okay, here's all all images comes. Here is button, iOS maps, edit bugs, and some other stuff. And when I click the image button with transaction effect, it goes. I just show you Hello World application, of course, because of our time limit. But as I show you in showcase, most banks and other big m-commerce companies using this tool. For of course, they're using enterprise license because of the some other support level stuffs. But as a community version, you can just free to download, free to develop, and free to publish all the stores. We are giving you a chance to write your iOS and Android applications, both for and here in Windows environment just at the moment, but also for Mac and Linux support coming in next year. That's all. Thank you. Any questions? Do we have? Okay. No, not good. Not good. Not good. Yeah. Okay. It's our solution is like that. First of all, we say tablet as experience and the UI is totally different. That's why we say please make your project separately for tablet and mobile. First of all, I'm saying for App Studio generally. If you're writing your project also for Objective-C or Java, also make tablet and mobile differently, I can say. But in how we handled this problem, I didn't show you here the design area section, but this design area section is not a big deal for the device. If for example, I choose here iPhone 3, but you saw with iPhone 5 and other Android devices, this is not a problem. But we say that if you want to get the perfect experience, the significant screen resolutions, just choose the biggest one. For example, here iPhone 5. As you see, some images goes. That's why, because in here I'll show you. Okay, here's a resource folder. For example, in Android, we are giving you draw HDPI, MDPI, XHDPI, and XSHDPI folders. Please put your images to all these folders, and again, our core engine will detect and put the right device to right folder. Please. Mm-hmm. 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 In located data we're talking. Local data, yeah, of course. Because of the time limit, I can't show you, but we have some wizards like this. First of all, network wizards. I'll just show you the first section. I'm truly can say that we are the fastest development environment for web client, I think, because here it is our in wizard. Just write standard JSON, REST, and SOAP URL here. Just write the URL. After that, select the method get, post, put, delete, whatever. Clicking on next, we start query. After the query, we're sorting the parent child, and you're selecting which string you wanna use. Just selecting and clicking on next. We're creating automatically SQLite table inside this core engine, and this will become a local table, which is here. Also, you can see, but here is a local table section we have, and after that you're using very easily from that two components. Also, this local table, of course, you can create your local ones here without using any web client wizards. That's what we're doing. Yeah. Yes, please. Cool. This is in our roadmap in second place. First place, Mac and Linux support. Second one, which is 90% ready, plugin support. We are already giving this support to enterprise license owners, but why? Because as I mentioned before, we wrote all the C++ wrappers for it. That's why if we today our platform is ready for plugin. If you have Java library or Objective-C library, we're gonna give you our core engine structure. You're gonna look at it and write in C++ wrappers. This is a little bit hard, not easy, I can say. That's why now we are giving it the enterprise team. You just get your Java and Objective-C libraries. We're gonna give you our structure. You're gonna write some C++ wrappers, and it will perfectly works for all SmartFace App Studio products. We need to document this stuffs. That's why it's taking a little bit long. But the end of this year, in our roadmap, after we get investment, probably this month or next month, we're gonna get investment. Mac and Linux support and plugin support will be in end of the year. And third one, end of the year again, sorry for Leon, just cutting. We're also thinking to open the source of this IDE. End of the year, I hope we're gonna open the source of the IDE, and also you can write your own plugin into this IDE also. That's it. Thank you for listening to me again.